Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Friday, July 21st. Following thunderstorms yesterday that brought wind gusts in excess of 50 miles an hour, we're going to see continued warm temperatures as we head into the weekend, with temperatures back into the mid-90s to low triple digits for just about everybody. I'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today: hot and dry weather is expected to continue. We'll see highs back in the upper 80s to low triple digits by this weekend, as well as keeping an eye on those potential record daily high temperatures. Very isolated showers and storms will be possible, particularly in the mountains over the coming days, but conditions will remain predominantly dry. Increased fire weather danger is expected. We're going to have above normal temperatures and very dry conditions entering a prolonged period of this, with a breezy wind pattern returning for Sunday. So we're looking at breezy winds each and every day, starting Sunday afternoon, and again peaking during the afternoon hours into early next week. Look at satellite this morning. You can see high pressure shifting into the area. Looking for some of those clouds further east, so lots of sunshine out there today. Should be an overall beautiful day in southeast Idaho. Water vapor satellite for you this morning. So lots of dry air working in from the Pacific. This high pressure ridge will be kicking that storm. That's going to be working out into Wyoming and Montana. So nice and dry conditions for today. But we're keeping an eye on this low pressure system still off the coast here. Very wide system, a couple thousand miles wide. But this will be continuing to work east over the coming days, slowly but surely, increase in our pressure gradient force and some wind potential later this week into early next week. Weather scout for your next 5 days. Main concerns over the next 3 will just focus around heat concerns. We'll see moderate to major heat risk concerns, especially during the afternoon heat hours. So we're looking at temperatures again mid-90s to low triple digits for just about everybody. Coolest areas should be in the upper 80s to low 90s. And for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're going to start to see the breezy wind pattern return. And as far as afternoon wind gusts, again about 30, 40 miles an hour for most. Could be locally stronger on some of those days. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We do have heat advisories in effect for large portions of southern Idaho. That extends into Nevada and northern Utah as well, where an excessive heat warning is in effect for Box Elder County. Cloud ground lightning strikes yesterday, so we saw very active weather yesterday. Scattered thunderstorms brought wind gusts, very strong wind gusts in some cases, but lots of lightning out there yesterday. Over 560 cloud ground lightning strikes around southeast Idaho. And just look at those strongest wind gusts. We did see gusts as high as 71 miles an hour, but for the most part, these storms are producing wind gusts between 40 to 60 miles an hour. You can see a good pocket of those cells up there working out of the Lost River Range, Lemhi Range yesterday. Produced some really gusty outflow winds across the INL campus, Arco Mud Lake Desert, as well as some gusts and even some small hail with some of these thunderstorms. Storm Prediction Center Day 1 outlook. So here's a look where you can expect some isolated coverage for thunderstorms later today. Generally going to be south and east of the Snake Plain. Again, very isolated in nature. And the probability of thunder, again, not looking great for today. We're not going to see a ton of thunderstorms like we did yesterday, but chances maybe of less than 10% for most of these storms, 10 to 20% up along the Wyoming border region, but certainly in the mountains up into central Idaho as well. Could see an isolated shower or storm or two. And Day 2 outlooks, we're looking at very dry weather continuing for Saturday from the Storm Prediction Center. But you take a look at the HRF Day 2 probability of thunder, may just be some pockets of thunderstorms working up through the Great Basin, touching up into the South Hills, Cassia County, and Twin Falls County for tomorrow. But outside of that, conditions should remain very dry for your Saturday. And to look at the Day 3, so we're going to see increasing coverage for thunderstorms on Sunday ahead of that approaching system as we get some more increased breezy winds into the area. And here's some updated information on the Hayden fire, rapidly expanding, 3,500 acres and growing. And as far as we're continuing to see that fire behavior pattern be extreme over the coming days with very dry conditions and well above normal temperatures. Here's a look at the HER smoke model. So we're keeping an eye on the Hayden fire, at least for smoke production, especially as you head up into Lemhi County. But overall, we're expecting another plume-dominated fire today, looking at widespread smoke impacts, especially in Leadore today. But that will continue to work east into the eastern highlands as well, out towards Driggs and Island Park. Again, remaining mostly aloft, but certainly very surface-based, closer to the fire. High temperatures for today, so it should be all fairly pleasant day, looking at near normal to above normal temperatures, and temperatures will be in the mid-80s to upper 90s. Warmest areas again in the Magic Valley. With wind gusts again staying fairly light, we're going to see synoptic wind gusts maybe 10 to 25 miles an hour, so light winds out there today. And here's a look at your weekends. So we're going to see afternoon highs again well above normal, in the afternoon highs in the 90s to low triple digits. Could be setting some potential daily record high temperatures at some of our climate sites. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for you this weekend. But overall, it's going to be a very hot weekend with overnight lows in the 50s to low 70s. Weekend wind gusts for you. So on Saturday, just some typical breeziness, maybe fit 20 to 25 miles an hour. But on Sunday, it becomes much more noticeable. We're going to start to see those winds increase heading into early next week. High temperatures for your Monday. So with those breezy winds, going to help knock those temperatures down just a little bit as that high pressure ridge shifts to our east. So we're going to see some cooler temperatures for the early part of next week. Afternoon highs in the 80s and 90s. Wind gusts on Monday, keeping with that breezy wind pattern as we head into early next week. A gust about 20 to 40 miles an hour. And the Storm Prediction Center has outlined our area and an elevated critical concerns when it comes to fire weather. So this is looking to early next week. It'll be very dry, coupled with isolated thunderstorms and very strong winds at times. So we'll be keeping an eye on the fire weather potential for next week. And those high temperatures on Tuesday, so noticeably cooler, just about normal for this time of year for your Tuesday. Afternoon highs back in the 80s to low 90s, so losing the mid-90s coverage down into Utah. Wind gusts on Tuesday, keep it with that breezy wind trend again, about 25 to 40 miles an hour. Some of that could be locally stronger. And even outlined again in the day 5 fire weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. We're looking at some potential there for some critical conditions working in. Again, very dry humidities and gusty afternoon winds. And that's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have a great weekend.